These three things wouldn't fit onto the table, so I had to put it on the floor.
LEGO has released 3 airplanes so far, so let's talk about and compare all of them.
As the years went on, it definitely feels like there's been a progression, and with each generation, it also feels like LEGO has been targeting us aviation guys more. I personally think the SCA will be the most popular among everyone because it's the best all-rounder of the 3. To a non-aviation guy, the DC-3 is just a random propeller airplane with boring building techniques that looks nowhere near as cool as a plane riding on top of another plane or an aviation icon that is the Concorde.
Come on, let's be real. Everybody, including non-aviation guys, should know what the Concorde is.
To an aviation guy, the Concorde is beautiful, but it's big, difficult to display, difficult to pick up to observe the small details and move around. And reversing all of this, LEGO guys should love and be extremely experienced at displaying the enormous size of the Concorde while admiring its complex building techniques. While us aviation guys all love the icon that is the DC-3, and it's easy to pick up, observe the details, play with the landing gear, swoosh around. It truly is a joy to behold. Meanwhile, the SCA offers the best all-round feel. The 747 is a legendary icon loved by both aviation and non-aviation guys, and the size is almost perfect and it can be carried around and swooshed around easily.
And it looks awesome to everyone, including those who are not into aviation, because a plane riding on top of another plane is enough to wow anyone. So I feel that this will be the one that most people will buy.
The Concorde to me is the worst of the 3. It has the worst instructions introduction, it's too big to carry around, and it's difficult to display properly. The building techniques used, however, are some of the most complex, impressive things I've ever seen. It was a true joy to build this beast.
And hence my analogy again. This set was the first one released out of the 3 of them, the first generation, and was targeted more towards LEGO guys rather than plain guys.
But the DC-3, however, feels more targeted towards us aviation guys. While the building techniques are cool, compared to the Concorde, it just doesn't feel quite on the same level. However, the introduction is beautifully done, packed with beautiful artwork and nostalgia that any aviation guy would be happy and love to read about.
But again, to a non-aviation guy, this is just a random propeller airplane.
Lastly, the SCA, as I said, feels like the best all-rounder. It's a nice display piece, the building techniques are complex but not mind-bending like the Concorde, and its size is almost perfect. I think it could be a little bit bigger but not too much more.
However, as I said with my NASA SUA review, my main gripe with this set is that it doesn't feel very refined.
Picking up the SCA off its stand is a nightmare. You then have to lower the landing gear, which is difficult, and once you're done, you need to retract the landing gear and it's difficult, and then put it back onto the stand, and that's also difficult. Meanwhile, the Concorde is just too big to pick up and roll around in the first place, and it's for all of this, that's why I enjoy picking up the DC-3 the most. I frequently find myself walking by it, then just picking it up to swoosh around, look at the details from the interior and so on. There's just something about this plane I really like.
And now I'd like to give a quick review of these 3 display cases. And before we get into the review portion, story time! So a couple days ago we ordered 2 boxes, one for the 747 and one for the Concorde. Now the one for the Concorde came damaged, however the one for the 747 was perfectly fine and we have it built up right there. So we contacted the company and they very kindly sent us some replacement packages, so let's take a look. Okay, after a lot of fiddling around, I managed to finally get everything out. So this is what you get. Now before we begin assembly, there are 2 layers of protective coating that you need to peel off on both sides. So you have to peel this thing off, and then on the other side you have to do the same thing. And then this took me a while to figure out how to assemble, but here's how you do it. So there are 2 types of pieces here, this like tube thing and this like nail shaped thing. The way it works is you take this nail piece and you put it inside this tube piece, and then when you force it in, this part will start to expand and hence lock everything in place. So you take this, put it on the inside, and then you can insert everything into the small hole, and then now you have this, now you just force it in. And it does not come out. And then you just do that for everything. But once you have everything assembled up, it fits in very nicely. After that, I got a second box of the 747 for the DC-3. And my brother also wanted a display case for his R34. Yeah, this isn't mine, so we got him one.
And funny enough, this time the 747 case came damaged, so we contacted the shop and they kindly sent us more replacement pieces. So my overall review of these cases, maybe 5 out of 10. Amazing customer support, sending us replacement pieces completely free of charge, but they really need to improve their shipping and their instructions. Lucky for me, I was able to figure out how to build them, but my brother could not, so I ended up having to build his R34 case. But if they just improve their shipping and their instructions, it is a pretty decent product. A little flimsy, a little expensive, but it's pretty decent. And that's all for this video. This Friday, I have one more video where I talk about what LEGO's next airplane could be. Thank you to everybody who gave me your opinions, and I'll see you all then.